Hi, good morning. I'm here.
Good morning, colleagues. Okay, noted, Shanita. Thank you very much.
Sorry, colleagues. I'm going to be in between. My network is really unsteady, but I'll try my best to be part of this meeting.
Okay. Good morning, colleagues, and welcome to this exciting creative writing through libraries workshop. Initially, I've requested one of our members to chair the session, but then again, he indicated that he is having multiple issues that he has to attend to. So as such, I've also been tasked to chair the session as initially planned. We are especially delighted to see members, particularly members of LIASA, joining this session, coming together with a shared passion. Colleagues, this space is created for all of us to learn, to create, and to be inspired. Amongst ourselves, we note the influential library leader of the year, Ms. Mangotla, whom is also the director for Limpopo Archives and Library and Archives. You are mostly welcome. Colleagues, we are noting that creative writing is more than a skill. It is a tool for building communities. Through this workshop, we hope to unlock that potential in each one of you so that you champion this skill in the societies that you serve. We are anticipating that once we are done, you will be the trainer in your libraries. With a special thanks to our facilitator, who at one request immediately became available for us to facilitate this workshop. Because libraries continue to be nurturing spaces for creativity, and librarians play a vital role in developing communities and providing the resources that are much needed. Let this workshop be the beginning of new stories, bold voices, and lasting connections. Once again, welcome, colleagues. Let the writing journey begin. Let us be engaging to the presentation, ask questions, engage the facilitator, so that when we go back to our service points and libraries, we are well fed with information so that we capacitate our communities. Limpopo Public and Community Library Sector, welcome you all to the section, colleagues. To the session, let us all be participative so that when we leave here, we leave with necessarily information and we are equipped with information so that when we go to our respective libraries, we are able to expose writers to different style, voices, and cultures because libraries offer diverse reading materials that energize creativity. Libraries also support peer learning, mentorship, and collaboration. We need to celebrate local voices within multiple programs in our communities. In essence, libraries not only provide the tools, but also support the atmosphere where creative writing can prosper, which can promote the art of storytelling. Colleagues, am I audible? Someone is asking if the session has started. I'm not sure if one can just indicate.
You are audible.
You are audible. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. We also note that our librarians organize writing workshops in their libraries, book clubs, and organize events that inspire creativity and foster confidence. Most importantly, they provide encouragement, mentorship, and platforms for writers to share their work. book launching, book fairs, transforming libraries into hubs of storytelling, cultural exchange, and community empowerment. Librarians as facilitators and literacy champions help cultivate writing communities by mentoring emerging writers, promoting local content, and connecting authors with platforms to showcase their work. It is from this background, colleagues, that we are gathered here today to appreciate the work done by librarians through libraries. As such, it is important to have trained the trainers in multiple libraries equipped with skill and knowledge of how to workshop or encourage creative writing in their libraries. Let us gather as much information from the session so that when we resume our task, we are better equipped to transform our communities that we serve by creative writing through libraries. We are here to get trained to be champions of creative writing through libraries. So let us be engaging to the session because we got to one of the best who will take us through this process. And I'm sure from here, when we go back to our respective libraries, we will be better equipped. With that said and done, colleagues, I would like to call Public and Community Libraries Sector Chairperson, Ms. Janita Bim, for word of support.
Good morning, colleagues. Good morning, Sello. Thank you so much for this opportunity to share with you just some words of encouragement. I think as a public library sector, we are fulfilling our mandate to ensure that we are reaching our communities. And today, one such program that you are hosting is evidence of the fact that our intention is to fight this global issue of illiteracy. And I was just reading about it, and according to UNESCO, illiteracy amongst the youth stands at an estimated 122 million. And if we look at the statistics as well, at least 67 million of our children are not in school. And these children or these young people face futures of poverty and exclusion in a world in which success depends on literacy. So when we look at these programs and we look at what we're striving for, we now come to realize that our communities need such programs. We need to indicate to them that we are here as institutions. We have to master many different roles. Sometimes it's traditionally associated with libraries and sometimes it's not. But when we look at our libraries now, we understand that we have like a multifaceted mission, and we've got to support the needs of our communities. And you today hosting this program on creative writing, we must realize that it enhances both reading and writing skills. So literally we are impacting our community who are out there and have so many skills and have no way of sharing these skills, of putting these skills into use. And by giving us the opportunity to learn how to go about it, I think it's a wonderful initiative from your side. And I just want to say that when we as public libraries work together, we become places that anchor our communities and we bring our people together. And when you put all of these ingredients of a great library together, you end up with an institution whose influence extends far and beyond the physical location. Because from our libraries, we reach out to our community. So although we are there, we are still working within the broader context. And I believe that the best libraries anchor their communities because we become highly visible centers of civic life, and these libraries instill public confidence in their neighborhoods. And we also catalyze further investment from both the public and private sectors. So I am confident that today's program will give us a lot of insight into what we need to understand as far as creative writing goes. And I want to once again share my gratitude to you, Mr. Malibana, for taking the initiative from the public and community library sector to bring about these areas of interest to our colleagues, because we are the stepping stones in the future of the communities that we lead. We've got to make that impact. So whether it's now learning from creative writing, I think also we know that we started off with different other kinds of programs, and I'm hoping from this many more will arise so that we can have the opportunity to let our communities become more learned and more involved in their future success. So, as the chairperson of Public and Community Libraries, I want to say thank you to that. I want to say thank you to all our colleagues who are present today. Thank you for taking the time to join us, to learn, to grow, and remember, we are here to support each one of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for your insight, Chairperson for Public and Community Library Sector. Thank you very much for also opening to colleagues to say we are here to support so that the sector can grow. And colleagues can at all times engage us when they are having ideas of workshops or areas whereby they need clarity or workshop in, so that we can engage respective facilitators to assist in those areas that colleagues need capacitation in. So yeah, we are here to hear colleagues, particularly in the sector, to say, as the chairperson has indicated in her word of support. So colleagues, without further delay, I would like to call on stage Mrs. Mawila Pindile, whom is a librarian at Groblersdal, to do the introduction of the speaker for us. Ms. Mawila. She recently indicated that she had the challenges of internet, but she reported that it is sorted now. Let me just quickly check on her, because she has been preparing for this item for this whole week. So I'm just checking with her if she's able to come on. Just a minute, colleagues. Thanks, colleagues. No, she's indicating that she's in the meeting, and I think it was just an issue of unmuting and all that. Miss Mawila? Apelel, are you able to assist in unmuting Pindile Mawila?
Good morning, colleagues. What is their display name? I was just looking for her. I couldn't find her on the
It's Pindile Mawila. It's
attendee.
just Pindile Mawila, yes.
On the pop-in message.
No, it's fine, Apelal. I think she's indicating network challenges. I think I will take it on my side. But it's just a pity because she has been engaging this whole week as to how she is going on about it. She has thoroughly prepared well for this introduction. So the network is the enemy on her side. But nonetheless, colleagues, our speaker today on his life philosophy is saying that life is a journey of self-discovery. The sooner we discover our hidden potential and purpose, the more effective and successful our personal relationships and responsibilities become. With enough inspiration, motivation, and encouragement, we become like a watered seed that shoots out of the coverage of soil to become a well-entrenched tree. Our deep roots, strong stem, and mighty branches fortify us against life's adversities. In terms of his educational achievements, he has a master's degree in TESOL, obtained in 1998 at the University of New York in Stony Brook, in the United States of America, obtained bachelor's degree in psychology and honors bachelor's degree in English, both obtained at University of the North, currently known as University of Limpopo. He has certificates in student-centered learning from Hanze Groningen University in the Netherlands. Supplementary instruction supervisor from SI National Office. He has logotherapy from UNISA, pastoral counseling and homiletics, HIV counseling and testing, and orientation and mobility from the College of Orientation and Mobility, SA. He is employed at the University of Limpopo from 1995 to date, served in different portfolios as an English lecturer, 1995 to 2012, head of University of Limpopo Language Center, 2000 to the year 2005, academic development practitioner in the Center of Academic Excellence from 2005 to 2015 to current, and director, Riachona Disability Center from 2016 to 2021. His skills and competencies include motivational speaker in university settings, high and primary school learners, community and church structures, and corporate sectors. He's a public speaker, diversity management, gender differences, and inspirational talks. And he's a counselor also, counseling in terms of personal, premarital, couple, family counseling. He's a training consultant in terms of personal development, reading, writing skills, mentoring, tutoring, and onboarding and induction. He's also in mentoring in personal and social organizations. He's a supplemental instruction supervising, team building facilitation. He also facilitates life skills workshops, soft skills, communication, self-development, diversity management, and public speaking. Facilitates leadership and management skills workshops in terms of strategic planning, policy formulation, and review. Facilitates academic writing workshops, freelance language editor. In the previous engagement, it is noted that is an executive member of the Higher Education, Learning and Teaching Association of South Africa, advisor to University of Limpopo Women Academic Solidarity Association, mentor to the University of Limpopo's Gentlemen's Club. He is also a self-published author. Self-published books are How to Be Attractive and Stay Attractive in 2011, and also published Where Do the Dead Go in 2010. Colleagues and LIASA members, kindly assist me in bringing to the stage Mr. Musimani Otsile Motlhake, also Madok. Mr. Motlhake, you're mostly welcome, and the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Sir Malawanam. I don't know if I'm loud and clear that side.
Yes, yes.
The camera is just meant for colleagues to see who they are talking to and we'll be talking to them. Otherwise, we will be deactivating it as I try to upload my slide. Colleagues, I'm still here. Technology has just been technology. I'm trying to have the screen show my presentation, but I don't seem to be winning. I do not.
Do you have the rights to share? Because last time I tried to check, it was talking about the rights.
Usually, once you deactivate that site, it's supposed to allow me. But as it is now, I don't seem to be winning because I thought that once we can have that, let me get out and come in and see.
Apalele, does they have the right to share? If you can assist from your side also.
Yes, all participants have right to share in this meeting.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
WhatsApp audio.
Well, it's like there is a promise. Let's see. Hmm.
They forwarded the email address so that we can forward the presentation, and then they will assist in
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 uploading
sharing
the song.
yes. In the chat, there's an email.
Okay. The email, if I may ask, does it start from development? Does it start with development?
Yes,
Yes,
development
it's
at Lias.
development.
Beautiful. Then let me send it through. I just sent it through. I hope it will reach your end in few minutes and we can get cracking. Apalele Senzimande, you will confirm once you have received the song. Then
Okay, no
upload.
problem. I'll confirm.
Thank you. While waiting for Apalele to upload the presentation, colleagues, let me greet everyone and thank you for the invitation. I hope the presentation will be very short, as in the next 30 to 45 minutes, so that we can be released to attend to other things. Through my presentations, if there is a question and it cannot wait, you are please allowed to raise a hand using the icon there, and I will be attending to you. Otherwise, if it's something that can wait until the end, there is no problem even with that. In the meantime, my voice Does it come across out there? Is everyone fine? Can you give me an icon to indicate that you can hear me? Just an emoji there, just to indicate that people can hear me. It tells me we have about 64 those participants, those in attendance. All right, thank you, Zandile. I see. All right, my means if what Zandile says is something to go by, people can hear me. Now, question to everyone. Colleagues, creative writing, how do we promote it? In our own corners, in our own communities, through our different portfolios and offices, as we promote that, asking ourselves, how do we promote that, and looking at what we are doing, reviewing what we're doing, assessing what are we doing. What will be the most challenge that colleagues come across, that they experience? The greatest challenge in terms of creative writing, promoting creative writing. You can either write there on the charts, or you can raise your hand and you'll be acknowledged. While we're waiting for the presentation to be uploaded, what will you say is the biggest headache when it comes to creative writing, but especially promoting it within our public domains? Andile indicated that you can hear me, so
Mr. Mosiman, I'm sorry to disturb. The file is corrupted that I just received. I'm not sure if you have another
Aye.
file that you can share.
Corrupted that oh, it's I think it's more on when that it comes that side. I use Keynote. Uh,
Maybe if you can just open the document and share the entire screen, maybe it will work that way.
All right, I go to that, then I go to screens,
Yes, share screen.
entire screen. All right. It's not doing the trick, because once you say I go to entire screen,
You will click on entire screen and share the share button just below the screen that pops up.
Okay, just a minute. I seem to be winning. Your guidance is helping.
Okay, we can see your screen now.
Now you can see my screen.
Yes.
All right. Let's. Is it clear? Is it fine?
Yes, just click on continue to share, and then you can continue with the presentation.
All right, colleagues. Thank you, Apendile. Thank you, man. What is the answer to my question? I tried reaching your library with this number. No, but that's a different one. Fear that it will be appealing or not. Oh, the fear. Angela says the headache, it's the fear that one asking oneself, will it be appealing or not? All right, let's see if we can answer that. I thought to take advantage of that time so that we will be able to have the platform to answer questions. So colleagues, it's about 20 to 12. I hope by 10 past 12, I will be done. When say Silo Malebana requested me to come over and invited me, I gave him my profile and I told him, please, he mustn't share everything there. And he insisted that this is quite an impressive bio. Say we need to do justice to it. So colleagues, don't blame me for Malebana having taken time to go through the whole profile. I gave him the right to go through a very a short part of it, but he chose to do that as he says to do justice. So if there is anyone to be blamed for taking time on the bio, that's him. All right, on attaining skills that will make you to be able to assist or bring creative writing skills in communities that you serve. I would like us to start by focusing on the fable of the bluegrass. You might have heard about it sometime. The a chart between a donkey and a tiger. The donkey told the tiger that the grass is blue, and the tiger was mad. It says, "What? Are you crazy? The grass is not blue, the grass is green." They argued for ages until they decided to go for arbitration. They went to the lion, and upon arrival of the lion, say, "Mr. Lion, here the donkey says that the grass is blue. And I've been telling him that the grass never changed. The grass is forever green. The grass is green." And the lion, after listening to them, said, "Okay, you're right. The grass is green, is blue, as according to the donkey. Plus, the grass is blue." The donkey was happy, and the tiger was punished for arguing with the donkey. And the tiger later on asked the donkey, "Why are you punishing me? And while you know that the grass is green?" And the lion says, yes, I agree. The grass is green. I'm not punishing you because you were arguing that the grass is green. I agree with you on that. I'm punishing you because you, being one of the majestic animals, the cats, you demoted yourself and started arguing with a donkey. So, colleagues, I come to you very much aware that I am talking to librarians, information practitioners, and knowledge workers, the lovers and preservers of the documented word. So there is no claiming that you don't know the grass is green, the importance of writing and the value of creativity. You know those things. So the session today is meant to share good practices in my community for possible exploration of similar ideas in your respective communities. My community, the good practice there, my community is the University of Limpopo. At the University of Limpopo, there is a Center for Academic Excellence. And within the Center for Academic Excellence, there is an RWC, the Reading and Writing Center. This was founded in 2014 by yours faithfully. I'm the coordinator, the founding coordinator in 2014. So last year, RWC was turning 10 years. So this is 11th year. So within the Reading and Writing Center, this is what we do. We take high-performing students, we subject them to an intense 3-day literacy training workshop, and they become language consultants. They are still students, but then they get employed through the student employment policy to become student assistants under the umbrella of the Reading and Writing Center. So as language consultants, the students there, among many other things, they help with the review of the written works by students. So one of the students came, saw your advert, I don't know where to come and say, hey, good afternoon, sir. Dikotla here, it's one of the language consultants, one of the junior LCs, she says, LCs for language consultants. Apologies for reaching out on this platform, but I've been meaning to reach out since our recent workshop, and I just got reminded by your upcoming interaction with LIAZA, which is a professional body in my field of study. I'm the current chairperson of the University of Limpopo Book Club, and I bet you are not aware of it, which I have to be honest that there are some hiccups here and here. As the chairperson, I've encountered some challenges in sustaining the club's momentum, but I am eager to revitalize and recognize its purpose in fostering literacy within the university community and the surrounding. I believe that your guidance and expertise will be valuable in helping me navigate these challenges and in identifying strategies to make the book club more effective. Will it be possible to schedule a meeting with you and Dr. Makudu at your convenience? I'll greatly appreciate your insights and advice on how to take the book club forward. My response to that is good day, Dikotla. Don't sweat it. This platform is okay. Some years ago, I did feature in the an official program in the launching of a Zikem Pashlele book club located in an office near the overpass at outside Old K Block facing north. If you are referring to that one, I know it to be under the English Studies Department and they are the ones to give direction, but as it may, you're welcome for us to sit and talk, but you do not necessarily need both me and Dr. Makudu in the same sitting. You are free to knock on his door. As for me, if available, we can meet tomorrow at 10 in the office. So the lady did ultimately come, and the reason for me sharing that with you is the challenges, yes, are given, the challenges will be there. This is like, and one of the students who came, who's chairperson, has the same challenge in terms of promoting literacy. So, colleagues, the secret is in the state of flow. What is the state of flow? This Mikhail Robert Csikszentmihalyi was a Hungarian American psychologist. He recognized and named the psychological concept of flow, a highly focused mental state conducive to productivity. As you see the artist on the right, when artists are busy, when they are in their form of writing, the form of work, the form of sculpturing, their form of drawing, whatever the artist is busy with, they get so soaked up to a point where they are in a state of flow, as according to Robert Csikszentmihalyi. He says, in that state, they forget about hunger, they forget about life's problems, they forget about any other thing, present matter. They are just in a different zone. And when we are in that zone, ladies and gentlemen, that's when now we become productive. That's when we become creative. So it's only when we are in that zone that we become extremely, genuinely happy. So creativity for sustenance is imperative for lasting impact. We are just not interested in just having projects being there, but also how do we have them ensure that they are sustained and they have impact in our world. As products of the Creator, of God, we are all creative. Not that there is only some who are creative and others are not. All of us are creative. It's only a matter of tapping into that creativity. And creativity is the product of that flow state, the state in which you find that you forget about yourself, but you're so engrossed in the project and you love what you're doing. And that flow is a product of focus. So most of the time, most people have a problem with going into the flow, but because they cannot maintain focus, they cannot restrict themselves and discipline themselves to be focused. So in the talking about creative writing promotion, in the Reading and Writing Center, we promote it in different ways. One of the ways is the writing reviews. All the students at the University of Limpopo, when they have written something, an assignment, a project, a group assignment, and a chapter, a proposal, they are free to bring it that document for free to the Reading and Writing Center, and we look at it. The language consultants look at that. As I said, some slides backward, that they are trained on literacy matters. So when you bring in your document, they know what is expected. If you say this is an assignment, this is my CV, or this is my letter of application, they know what is expected, the template, they know the writing conventions, they know grammar, so they are able to advise accordingly. So we promote creative writing through providing reviews for free and for anything that is written, whether academic or for personal use. Then there are writing competitions. As we speak today, you will see there, it's on additional dates. You'll see from the 14th of July to the 1st of August today, there's an acceptance of entries for those who want to participate in the annual writing competition. Year in, year out, we run this annual writing competition, and students at the university, they receive this kind of a poster electronically, and in the environment, we put physical copies on notice boards and where they can be accessed, and through the QR code, as you see it there on the bottom right, they are able to access the guidelines of what is expected. So this is one of our ways of promoting writing, by having this writing competition year in, year out. You can have that in your community. You don't necessarily, the prices don't necessarily have to be a lot and lots of sums of money. Something is a pack of sweets can be put as a prize, something to win. So don't worry about there is lack of funding. Don't give excuses. You can always be creative when it comes to that, just to encourage participation. Then we also have a promotion of reading. We have an inspirational and reading session.
Reading can't be great writers. Reading, you know.
Without reading, we cannot be great writers. The gentleman that you just saw there is conducting an inspirational reading and writing session that we have in almost all the workshops that we have as the Reading and Writing Center. So you see, we go into a room, more especially we do this on the first day or the second day after dinner, from 7:30 to 9 o'clock, or that 1 hour, 30 minutes. Then as students walk into a room, they find books spread. So all these books that you see over here are my collections, are my library. I just spread them there, and they are on motivation, on short stories, on different kind of aspects. And students are supposed to go around, pick a book. If a book doesn't speak to a student for 30 seconds, the first 30 seconds, the student has having that book in the hand, the student puts it down, looks for another one, walks. So it's just that way. So there is someone to conduct it. So in this case, I had requested Dr. Makudu, who happens to be my lecturer as I was doing my first year back in the early 90s in the English department. So he is now with us in the Center for Academic Excellence as an academic practitioner. So from the workshop I just talked to you about, we held one in 18-20 July, some 2 weeks back, and the venue was Euphoria Golf Estate. The evaluation that comes from there, it says items measured on Likert scale. When it talks about different aspects of the program, what has been presented. So when it comes to inspirational reading and sharing facilitation, it says inspirational reading and sharing facilitation was well recognized with 34. That's the statistician, because it's a statistician who helps us with the evaluation of the event. 34 students who responded excellent and 6 students who answered good. On the other hand, 5 students who were unsure and 0 students responded poor. So we have 34 plus 6, which is 40. Then the 40 students, all of them, they agree, they enjoy this. So it means almost the whole majority enjoys the reading and writing aspect of inspirational reading. On the comments given, the evaluation says number 2, the inspirational readings should have more time. 3, inspirational reading and sharing deserves more attention. In 7, inspirational reading and sharing, I feel like it needs more time so that we can hear everyone sharing their story. So in the 1 hour 30 minutes I talked about earlier on, not everyone is able to speak. One of our language consultants, a senior language consultant, it's a PhD student and it's a published author, KMA Mphahlele. She also commented to say, I remember facilitating the event. I once in the previous years requested her as a senior language consultant. It means she's returning to that she's been serving for quite some time. And I think last year she received an award from us of being the longest serving, more than 5 years of being a language consultant. She says, I remember facilitating the event last year. It was a really life-challenging moment as I was able to stand in front of different students who managed to share their views about the books they have chosen. For me, that was a life-changing moment as an author, as I've experienced that readers are expecting from their books they choose to read, and that taught me about which top options to consider when drafting a cover page and title for my next books. One of yours, a librarian, subject librarian at the University of Limpopo. I also engage her from time to time. I once asked her to facilitate that session at one of our trainings. And this is what she says: book picking game. Don't judge a book by its cover, so they say. Engaging in the book picking game was a delight, especially when we hear the reason behind the picks. 1, the colors were appealing. 2, the book was big. 3, I spotted the cover and it's a book I once read. 4, the title was interesting, and so on and so forth. Quite interesting given that the saying, don't judge a book by its cover, literally. All the reasons given were above the cover, and it is quite understandable given that the amount of time and task at hand. Sometimes we get lucky and find what is befitting in the midst of the pile. Sometimes we are lucky to travel the same path, and all other times we are surprised, intrigued, and challenged. Above all this, we learn. We don't judge the book by its cover, as we might be surprised by what we uncover. The gentleman who presented in that video that you saw there, he says saying something like, without reading, we cannot be great readers, and without reading, we cannot be great writers. The one I said is my former lecturer as I was doing my first year early in the 90s. I requested him also to comment because he once conducted, as you saw in the video there, I had requested him to run the show. He said, Mr. Mhlaki, thank you for asking me to write up something about the book sharing session and what I experienced. I don't want to delay you as before, so here goes the few paragraphs. The reading session I recently had the honor to facilitate brought out a deep and lasting sense of the eternal connection of minds and souls have with the written word. Students underlined it all by saying that the titles called out to them to pick up and to read. They added that their first opening of the pages invariably led to a phrase, sentence, or paragraph that was most relevant and useful to them at a very high wisdom level. The expression of every student's near spiritual experience was a huge eye-opener and great deja vu moment I have felt through all my days of reading. May that continue and lead us all to greater heights. Thank you, and I hope that was not long. Okay, then let's continue. One of the colleagues in the Center for Academic Excellence, Madam Chia, that I once requested for her to do that. Just quickly, kindly receive my paragraph. There is a lot to say. Facilitating inspirational reading was a deeply enriching experience. Watching the students select, and let's jump to, I could tell it was not easy to choose. Some felt shy and seemed worried, but when they started sharing, magic happened. Their choices revealed values, aspirations, and offloading of stuff. As each student read aloud, a sense of vulnerability and authenticity filled the room. What stood out most was how the act of reading together ignited confidence, openness, encouraged self-expression, and strengthened the sense of community within the group. Prayer, tears, hugging. The empathy was real. It was a reminder of the transformative power of reading and sharing, the importance of creating spaces where students feel seen and heard. In the evaluation taken, 9, I also subsequent to that requested that those who attended be given the chance to go through a survey, a quick survey, and said your names are going to be mentioned. If you don't want your name to be mentioned, don't participate in the survey. What we have there are the statistics of that. We have 90% females and 11% males. Then the second one shows the level of study. It goes as it's portrayed there. Then the position, we have language consultants, we have senior language consultants, we have administrators. Then let's quickly move. This is the survey that how many times have you attended the session? 5. After attending the session, did you feel inspired? Almost 90% said yes, we felt inspired. As in always, then the 11% said no, often. How often did the session ever give you new ideas on anything? Same as the 1 on 5, always had new ideas. Often I will receive a new idea. So the key takeaways from the sessions, according to the evaluations, they discover the joy of reading beyond academics, broaden perspectives on handling financial and management matters through books by Richard Templer, importance of mindful consumption, book choices and their impact on my life. a connecting session that fosters comfort. Let's jump and say, down there, I love and appreciate how the inspirational reading and sharing sessions brings us together as language consultants. We get to bond deeply during that process. What grabs my attention is how we enter the room and find books scattered around, waiting for us to pick the one that resonates with us. For us to pick it, find the secret message it holds, and then share with the group. It's safe to say the books choose us, not the other way around. So putting a name to that, we have the following on the item 7. Please share any memorable moment, highlight, or lesson learned or observation made related to your attendance of the session. Magolego Imelda says, I've accumulated a lot during the inspirational reading sessions that we had so far. It's an item I always look forward to during workshops because it reminded me and search for myself. It has helped me a lot with awareness and confidence and articulation. Being able to relate experiences and my surrounding with any book that lands on my hand. The most important thing I've learned, which was shared in our previous session by a fellow LC, was that self-limit is a silent killer. All my life, I've been limiting myself a lot due to lack of confidence. I had to reflect a lot because of these sessions. Now I can probably say I have improved a lot in all aspects and aiming for the sky. That is Magolero indicating the impact of that. And as you can tell, it can be emotional. As you can tell, people will benefit through understanding themselves and through understanding others. Rabutata Desiree. My highlight of the session is when my fellow colleagues share their experiences with us based on the book they found. I once picked up a book titled You Are the One by Maria Koma, and it spoke about letting God use us as his vessels and remembering that we all have a purpose. It gave me the idea that even though I might feel useless at times and have no direction, I do have a purpose. I'm the one that's going to change the situation at home. I'm the one that was chosen to carry it all. And I believe I'm the one that was chosen to offer help to the students who struggle academically because I have the capabilities, and that is my purpose. The inspirational reading sessions bring us together and opens this platform for us to be vulnerable, share guidance and light amongst us. That's Rabutata Desiree. Ngwaji Winnie says, my highlight was when one of the LCs shared how they managed to make a name for themselves, like growing up in a family whereby everyone is doing something in the science field, and she decided to step out of that zone, as scary as it was, in order to do something that she really wants and loves. From that, I've learned that as a people, we need to step out of our comfortable zones and take huge steps in order to achieve whatever that we want to achieve. Our careers should not come from our parents, but they should come from us. However, we need our parents to guide us and encourage us every step of the way. Most importantly, God should be the center of our lives. That's Winnie Nkwaju. Maputla MC writes, I love and appreciate how the inspirational reading and sharing session brings us together as LCs. We get to bond deeply during that process. What grabs my attention is how we enter the room and find books scattered around, waiting for us to pick the one that resonates with us. For us to pick it, find the secret message it holds, and then share with the group. It's safe to say the books choose us, not the other way around. We get to hear each other's voices, motivate and encourage one another. Personally, the session is the highlight of our workshops because that's where we get vulnerable and connect as family. Dikotla, Anna. Through the experience, I observed the transformation power of reading and discussion in bringing people together and fostering a sense of community. I got to see how inspirational reading can spark meaningful conversation, deepen understanding, and promote empathy among individuals from different backgrounds. The experience taught me the importance of creating opportunities for people to engage with just reading and sharing inspirational messages with everyone. I have learned that with dedication and passion, even small initiatives can have a significant impact on promoting literacy and the love of reading. As an information studies student who advocates for literacy and knowing very well that libraries' books play a crucial role in sustainability, inclusive, and accessibility to our communities, it was very important moment. It was a very important moment to see everyone embracing books and the knowledge they retain. Almost going towards an end, Oluwetu Chuma says, from the book I chose, titled As a Man Thinketh by James Allen, I learned that the mind is like a garden, thoughts are the seeds. In life, you reap what you plant. This made me realize that failure or success stems from inner dialogue. So as humans, we need to master our minds to master our lives. The last one, I think, Sponono Maruma. Please share it in. It says, key takeaways from the sessions. Discover the joy of reading beyond academics. Broaden perspectives of handling financial management through books by Richard Templer. Importance of mindful consumption, book choices, and their impact on my life. Safe space to share experiences, struggles, and gain courage from others. A connecting session that fosters comfort, positivity, and openness, especially among shy language consultants. Similar to grandparents sharing stories, these sessions promote bonding, positive energy, and growth. Lessons learned. Reading is valuable and good for life. It's never too late to develop a reading habit. These sessions motivate the exploration of new books and the application of insights to life. Last, whenever we choose the books, as the says, to read each time, in the beginning of the session, it always feels like the books are somewhat connected to our souls. That is always the most memorable moment about the sessions. So colleagues, therefore, we are the four going, the what is been, that is the above, we're all reading others' written works. How more will the reading of one's own work inspire creativity? Reading and writing, we know that the two can be very beneficial in terms of providing a chance for a play, to play. You see, the inner child in us to express themselves, to be in touch with ourselves. The reading and writing can be therapeutic. We heard through what people were saying, the chance to look into themselves. The reading and writing, they say, it brings the LCH together, the social cohesion that it is there. The reading and writing, it promotes creativity. The reading and writing promotes personal development, makes people to aspire to do great things. There's societal advancement. So through the projects that we might have in hand, in the mind, we can have this opportunities of play, of therapy, of social togetherness, of creativity, of personal development, societal advancement brought into reality. As I finish, there is what we said. We talked about the donkey at the beginning, saying the grass is blue. We will always have the donkey naysayers looking at all your works, and they say you can lead the horse to the river, but you cannot make it. It's supposed to be cannot there, not can. You cannot make it. That's what the donkey will always say. But then there are wise people who say you can easily make a horse drink as you take it to the river. Just expose it to salt. Let it leak salt, leak salt, leak salt. By the time you take it to the river, it's not only just going to drink, but it's going to enter the river itself. So equally, ladies and gentlemen, likewise, our success to come up with sustainable, creative writing projects depends on our ability to make the whole thing fun. People just want to have fun. So find ways of making reading fun. Find ways of making writing fun. Talk to people and find out what is it that you can provide at their point of need. Thank you. It's what 14 past. I am glad I was able to catch up with that time. So Malebana, over to you. If there are questions, we can take. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mtlake. A very insightful presentation. I think from here, because we were only in communication in emails, from here, I think we owe each other 4 eyes so that we can collaborate further. It was a very insightful presentation. I think from here, we will visit you so that we get more collaboration on how we can transform these issues of reading and writing, and also how you can assist us in capacitation in terms of our colleagues who will be interested in that regard. Indeed, I see colleagues liked this issue of a fable of the bluegrass, whereby the tiger was punished for arguing with the donkey. It was a very insightful presentation, sir. Even the reviews from your student there, they are telling us that the self-limit is a silent killer. So they are telling us we must not self-limit ourselves. We must go all out so that we be better in what we do, particularly in reading and writing, and also the comfort zone. It is also the issue that is keeping us out of sight. So thank you very much. Without further ado, I would like to call on my learned colleague from the Free State, who is the Public and Community Library Sector Coordinator, Mr. Mzwandile Radebe, to facilitate the question and answer session so that colleagues can be able to engage further. Mr. Mzwandile Radebe, the floor is yours in terms of the question and answer session.
Thank you very much, Ndate Silo. Mr. Motlhake, my former senior mentor from the University of the Free State. I was a student there, and Mr. Motlhake was, welcomed me at a time when, I started to learn, about the Center of Academic Excellence, and I became a mentor there. And I just want to share with colleagues that after that program, I never stopped being a mentor, because their slogan when I started in that center said, once you are a mentor, always you are a mentor. And I would like to ensure to you, Mr. Motlhake, that program actually assisted me a lot. I still, even today, establish more and more programs where have to do with mentoring of the librarians in state. And the program now is, even going bigger, that we introduce it to the schools, we introduce it to young people and the youth that is unemployed. So that establishment alone, now I can imagine what does it, or how the impact that a reading and writing center does to many students and those individuals that take part in it. And they're going to take it far the same way I took it far with the Center of Academic Excellence. Thank you very much, Mr. Motlhake, for such an insightful presentation. And I hope my colleagues are ready with their questions, and I'm ready to facilitate their questions. And please, colleagues, if you have any questions, please raise your hand and I will identify you. And Ademalibana, please assist me with the chat if we have any chats, and then so that we can also facilitate that. Checking, we do not have any hand at this point in time. Colleague, this is your time. Feel free to ask any question. Mr. Motlhake is still with us. so that we can engage Mr. Mutlake and learn more from his works. I think there's a chat. There's a chat from Margaret. Thank you, Mr. Mutlake, for an insightful presentation. It was good to see my lecturer. This takes me back to University of Limpopo. So I think this is a compliment from Margaret. Mr. Mutlake, how do you feel about those two compliments, myself and Margaret?
Mzwaidia, it's always a pleasure to hear from you, and it's been a long time since we last talked. You know, always when you hear flattering statements like yours and Mapeto here, it makes one look back and saying, thanks God I had a chance to impact some lives. And I hope colleagues will also look at this challenge of coming up with creative writing enticements as an opportunity to touch souls. Thank you, Mzai.
Thank you, Mr. Mtlake. Yeah, I'm still waiting for the hands. I think we'll give it a few minutes. I just want to share this, colleagues, that, you know, since we work in the public space, in the public libraries, or either the school and community library, or in the university, or in a private institution, our role is to ensure that we foster this culture of reading, and by doing so, it means it is a calling, you know, rather than one going out there to study librarianship and then you start looking for employment. It also a calling to say, how far can we go in helping society to read, to be able to read and write? And there's now a new challenge that we face within our communities, where we meet aspiring writers, you know, who have all these creative writing skills, but they want to take it out there, you know. So those are kind of programs that we need to come up and initiate, so that we engage, you know, persons such as Mr. Matlake, and see how best we can come up with programs that, are so stimulating to such an extent that, you know, the community can benefit out of them. So, yeah, while I'm making that statement, I'm still checking for hands. I think there's also another chat. There's a chat from Pindile. I am thrilled to have been part of this workshop. Mr. Mutlake still still wears his suit. I'm sorry about that. It's because I can relate to this comment. Mr. Mutlake still wears his suit and tie, and I'm proud too, because I was also trained by him in 2012 as a mentor. Yeah, I think I remember you because I was part of that team as well. Oh, thank you, Mr. Mtlake. You have responded to that. Yeah, colleagues, before I hand over to our program director, I think, let me just confirm for the last time if there are hands. Oh, Kelly, you are welcome. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Wonderful. First of all, I just want to reflect my gratitude. This has been a really, really interesting session. I've been a reader all my life. I've been a public librarian since I was 19, and I'm going to be 59 next month. So I love public libraries, and I love reading, and I love the idea of writing. I just want to pick the brains of our wonderful colleagues here, especially our learned presenter. As a librarian, I am approached by people who want to, often they're self-published books, and I'm specifically talking about children's writing now. They will come to us and they want to sell us books, and they say, this book is wonderful for children. It is in line with moral rearmament and all of this kind of thing. And I try to say to these writers that if you're writing for children, children get lessons in church and they get lessons at school. They do not want to come to the library for leisure reading and get lessons. They want something to make them laugh. They want something to smile at. And these authors are often quite offended when I say children don't want another lesson. But one of the reasons children don't come to libraries and don't want to get involved in reading is because at school they get told, go to the library and do your homework, go to the library and do your project, go to the library and learn. And so we are unable, and even to authors, we're unable to get the message across that true literacy and true the enjoyment of reading is through providing leisure reading that's pleasant, to hook those children into reading, using humor or, a pleasant read almost as a gateway reading so that they become fluent readers. And that has all the positive spin-offs that go with proper, true fluency and true literacy. How do you, sir, encourage writers to write what children actually want to read as opposed to another lesson? Because the sort of books we get are, Tandi's mummy was going to town and she said, Tandi, you can play outside, but do not go near the river or you will fall in. Okay, said Tandi. And then mummy went to town. But then Tandi played near the river and she fell in. And her mother came home and said, you see, now you are wet, you are not getting supper. That is the kind of book we are getting. Please, can you advise me, sir? Please, and my colleagues. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. Over to you, Mr. Mtlaki.
Thank you. I hope I'll just make my contribution, but I hope as Kelly requested, it's open for discussion, any input from the House. The concern, Kelly, you are right. You are right on the money. It's quite a problem, more especially that people who want to go into the publication of books just to make a name for themselves or to make a quick buck. I will always come across such kind of things that unfortunately they make the reading of books to be more of a punishment than a joy. Indeed, we have to always look at how the people like guys like those in the industry of the smartphones, what is it that they do to hook us up or to have us glued to these things? How do they manage to create these devices, these contraptions, to make them so appealing to us that we end up being addicts of this? So if we learn that, and obviously it is fun, it is the instant gratification of some sort that it's also put in there. So I'm not saying that let's just imitate them. I say let us learn from what is it that they're doing. We have the cartoons on TV, different kinds of Cocomelon and different kinds depending on the level of the children. Even with them, you'll be surprised at a very young age, a child gets glued to the screen because of the cartoons. So the designers of that, what is it that they had in mind? How did they see things to a point that they are able to hook up this young one? So it now becomes a challenge to us as librarians, as information workers, to say, when we approve of the literature or the books that can be exposed to the children, are they just for the fun of just I've written a name for myself or just making a quick buck? Or do they become something that a child, through being glued, can have the second nature of reading abilities inculcated in them? So that would be my contribution, to say, let us learn, take notes from those who are able to hook children using other platforms so that we will be able to apply our minds and able to make decisions in terms of what can go into the shelves so that it can promote literacy among children. So, Kelly, that is my take. I don't know what others say. Over to you, Zwandile. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mahlake, for your contribution. And thank you, Kelly, for that question. That is actually a valid question. Just to throw one point on it, in the Free State, especially in the district that I'm working in, we normally also get such requests where writers will approach us and ask us to purchase their books. But there's one writer that did that, to me. And what I did, I did not know at the time, but I actually changed that writer's life because it was also a children's book that he wrote. Then I took him to a session where kids were brought by a nearby crèche, and then I just asked him, please sit with these kids and spend time with these kids. And then now I want you to relate what you have written and check in terms of how kids want to learn when they're at the library using the library resources. And the feedback that I received after, that writer went and rewrote that and rewrite that book. The book now, I'm not quite sure whether the department is planning to buy it, but clearly when I recommended it, the panel that sees to book selection, they were actually looking into it. So I think that is also part of, I can say, an extension to our duties as librarians to say, as much as we do have writers, yes, they may be writing for the sake of getting that extra buck, but we need to also bring them into the library, the aspiring writers, to spend time in the library, to understand the kind of information that excites the young ones. Not only the young ones, even adults as well. Ladies and gentlemen, before I hand over to our program director, is there any other hand? Yes. Yes, let me see if there's any other hand. Pam, please come in. I can see your hand is up.
Good day. Good day, everyone. To Mr. Mahlake, thank you so much for your insightful presentation. But I think maybe I had expectations that were not part of this this session. I don't know, but I feel like when I was invited to this, I felt like the platform was so that you can take us through creative writing, the process of creative writing, so that some of us can learn, like who have no knowledge whatsoever can just have an idea as to how we should go about it. But I felt like it was not presented the way that I had expected it to be. It felt more like you were just reporting on your things that you've been doing, your achievements and all of that. So I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like we were not taken through the process of creative writing, which is what I thought it was going to be the outcome of this session. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that comment. I think, thank you. We will engage with the program director. Maybe we can have a second session, maybe to dwell on that. What do you think, Mr. Mahlake?
I think Peham will bear with me because the approach, Peham, is, and I'm sorry that your expectations were different, was the promotion of this, coming up with the promotion the ways of promoting creative writing in that, not necessarily that is my taking when I was briefed, not necessarily how to yourself in terms of creative writing, but how to promote the creative writing thing, not the nitty-gritties on the genres of creative writing and what are the conventions that have to go in there and what one has to be mindful of that. But not necessarily that. That is one aspect. And I think from what you are saying, Ham, that is what you were expecting to be taken through creative writing. So with my understanding is to be taken through how to promote creative writing. I'm sorry that PM, you came with different expectations. All right, thank you. Segadebe, back to you.
Thank you. Thank you for that, Mr. Motlhake. Let me just check. There are no other hands. There are no other hands on the chats. There's no one on the chats. Okay. Thank you very much, colleagues, for this opportunity of asking questions and being with Mr. Motlhake. Thank you, Mr. Motlhake, for this presentation. Over to you, Ntate Sello.
Thanks, Mr. Radebe, and thank you very much for driving that session of Q&A. I think from it, I take two inputs that needs to be attended to. The first one being that of Kelly, to say that indeed at school when they refer children to library, it is always a matter of saying when do a homework, when do a project. You will find those things in library, but they don't say go and enjoy yourself at library for leisure reading. So it means we have a task not only to get learners in the libraries, but to also advocate libraries to educators so that they can see libraries as a social place also. So that the children can learn to love our libraries and not as a way of going to project as if it's some sort of a punishment. And also from PRM, we are also taking a note to say that indeed the how to part, it was not in the discussions in terms of planning, but we will note and engage further so that we can have a session on the how to part. Because now we were promoting, but the gray area of how to part, we note it and we will attend to it as such. Thank you very much for those remarks and for not holding back on them. We note them with appreciation. And colleagues, as we move to the next item of vote of thanks, I would like to bring on stage Pokani Karabo, whom is a librarian intern here at Capricorn, and also a LIASA member in good standing. When she saw these posters promoting or marketing this session, she also wanted to lend a helping hand to say, what can we do in this session? And then I showed her the agenda, and then she said, no, any item is fine, as long as we are assisting and working for the association. So indeed, LIASA is us and we are LIASA. And it is not only meant for those who are in leadership roles, but even those ones who are still coming, they can at all time play a role in the association. So it is from that point of view that Pokani Karabo will render us an item of vote of thanks. Ms. Pokani.
Thank you, Mr. Malebana. I'm really honored to be giving this vote of thanks today. So let me not waste time. Our distinguished guest speakers, valued members of LIASA, ladies and gentlemen, I greet you. I am Pukane Karabo, an intern at Capricorn District Library, Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, and it's a great pleasure to express our heartfelt gratitude for your contribution to this informative session. On behalf of LIASA, I extend my sincere gratitude to everyone who contributed to making today's workshop, A Creative Writing Through Libraries, a resounding success. Our heartfelt thanks to the program director, Mr. Malawana, a Limpopo PACL coordinator, for expertly steering the proceeding of ensuring a seamless flow of the session. We are deeply grateful to our speakers for their insightful presentation and inspiring insights into the realm of creative. Thank you, Mrs. Shanita, for your heartfelt words of support, for showing that together we can work towards our shared goal of fighting global illiteracy and making a positive impact in our communities. Not to forget our guest speaker, Mr. Moshake, for sharing insightful creative writing skills through libraries and quoting some of his students from Dr. PDK Mutudu, who quoted that without reading we cannot be great writers, and without reading we cannot be great. Oh, sorry, I'm so sorry. And without reading, we cannot become great writers. A special thank you to all members for your active participation and enthusiasm, which contributed immensely to the vibrant atmosphere of this workshop. Your engagement is what truly makes LIASA such a thriving community. Finally, a sincere thanks to LIASA National for providing the space and support to host this workshop. Your commitment to fostering knowledge and creativity through such initiatives is truly commendable. Once again, thank you all for being part of this inspiring and educative work session. We look forward to more opportunities to learn and grow together through sessions like this. Thank you all for your participations. I hand over to you, Mr. Malawana.
Thank you very much, Ms. Pogane, for a very well thought vote of thanks. Indeed, it is well articulated. Thank you very much for rendering this item. Colleagues, with that said and done, would like to. That brings us to the end of the session. But if colleagues do have ideas or other suggestions of workshops, kindly make contact so that we are here to assist in ensuring that we have multiple of this workshop whereby we can get LIASA members capacitated. There are also coordinators in other provinces. They have also got the responsibilities to ensure that we have multiple workshops so that LIASA members can benefit. So if you have program ideas, kindly liaise with your provincial coordinator in terms of public and community libraries so that we can have other workshops that are beneficial to all of us. Thank you, colleagues. That will bring us to the end of the session, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much for making time.
Thank you so much.